Welcome back. I think I have this all set up now. Thank you for the early like and comment. Best ball on call, Anthony, and then also Anthony. Thanks for showing up for at least a few minutes. We'll be doing another big board. Uh, go ahead and I need to. There we go. I'm set up. Okay, so yesterday talked a little bit about. All right, yeah, we'll enter here in just a minute. But yeah, yesterday we talked a little bit about Xavier Restrepo, why he was falling all the time, and well, we found out, right? The 4.8340, pretty bad. The the problem with this is he's probably that might move him to like round 4 instead of round 2. Like I thought he was going to be a lock to be round 2 just because he gets open all the time. So if he goes to round 4, his profile is a lot worse, which is really bad for my exposures with him being the number 2 guy. So do I think he's draftable still? I do. But do I think I'm going to draft him again? I probably have enough, right? Like if I was at exposure, like at 8% or less, I would be into taking him in the last round. But like his game still, it never was speed beating people deep. Yeah, the Jarvis Landry redemption. But yeah, he wins by planting and getting people off balance and short area quickness, creating space. So as long as he can still do that, which I believe he can, he could be effective in the NFL, but that's going to require a role in the slot or slants or stuff like that. Anyway, time to enter the big board. We will enter on a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 of 12. Yeah, I don't think, like, I still think he has a possibility to succeed. And I hope he does, obviously, for my pockets, but it seems less likely now. And we'll find out if he can separate. But even if he does, he's probably not going to have that many long touchdowns, and his ability to spike will probably be a little less than I thought it would be. The stuff coming out around the combine with the coaches saying that he's always open all the time, like that's kind of what I seen when I watched Restrepo on tape. But I'm definitely a little worried now. The I mean his shuttle, his 20-yard short shuttle was still really good. So like, and that is though that's the stat that will, like, that's his style of game. Yeah, that the number on the 40 is bad. It's very bad. 4.83. And that's a hand time. That's not even an official time. So it's probably more like 4.9. And watching it, it looked like 4.9 or 5. Anthony says, should be firing the agent who allowed him to run. Yeah, I mean, my question is like, what was he running in the hand times or whatever he was practicing. Like he had to be practicing at a higher number than 4.8, right? Like what did he think he was going to run? Like to me, if he ran a 4.65, that's kind of what I thought his game was. Did did Scotabo officially not run? Uh, I know he didn't run at the combine, but I haven't heard anything on the pro days yet. Still waiting on 4. This is a big board. Yeah, I that's what people expect Scotabo to be at. I think that's pretty accurate, the 4.65. But man, how much did he train, and then not and then run a 4.83? Like I don't get it. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I don't really think there's that much other news today. I've not really seen anything except that Quinn, you were just throwing the ball really deep. That's what happens at pro days. Schedule up routes, show off the things you're good at, and ignore the things you're bad at. So I'm still like in best ball. We don't have to worry about Quinn Ewers, but yeah, he's not on my board in Dynasty even. Okay, so Anthony says, yeah, GPS tracking stuff says 4.62 is expected time for Scatabo, which isn't ideal because coaches cut the time by 4.6. Okay, anything slower. Yeah, that's a good point. Not being able to make the angle at the line. And that's one of the only concerns about Scatabo in his film too, is whenever he sees the hole really well and he bounces things kind of outside and he's bouncing it because he can't burst through. And but I mean he makes it work. So if he makes it work, does it really matter? I mean, Scadabo's main focus to me is going to be the receiving game. Like worst case scenario, he's going to be in there on third downs doing Eckler time type of stuff. Like I still believe in him. Maybe I just like slow players. I don't know. Like because I was really into Restrepo, and like, I'm very curious to see if the NFL lets him fall out of the third round or not. I think that he's probably going to be in round 4 now, and that's not great. Yeah, I noticed that Tyler and Tom were streaming at this time, but I already had a plan and had told a buddy of mine I was doing this at this time before that got posted. Uh, yep, they're in the stream. They're in the lobby as well. Thanks for the shout out though. Like if you're not paying attention to him, you should go over there and definitely follow at the Fantasy Sanctuary. Random thought I've had on a massive epiphany on Hawkinson. Plan to get a bag of him. Yeah, I don't have a bunch of Hawkinson, but I think that him and Laporta should have the same ADP. Gonna bring up. I like to help out all the other people, bringing up their stream on my phone and leaving it off to the side. So the lobby, Anthony, I love Bears is at the 2 spot. Emo Cowboy at the 7. I have the 9, Omega King at the 10. And that's Hartman, I believe. Yep, Hartman at the 5. Yeah, this is uh, Emo Cowboy and his buddy Tom Strickland went ahead and I think it's Strickland, Strachan. It might be Strachan, but they were going live at the exact same time. All right, so Bijan gets the 5. He usually doesn't make it there. I would be ecstatic with him at 5. Yeah, Strachan. Yeah, I do think that's right. After I said Strickland, I was like, that ain't right. I'll go ahead and take a share of Nico Collins. I like Nico more than BTJ and Neighbors. I'm still a little wary on I worry a little on Neighbors and the quarterback situation. I don't think that's something that Aaron Rodgers is going to fix. Jameis would be fun, but I don't think we're going to get that for a while. Yep, no problem. First 11 picks almost always the same, and Genty has become a staple at number 12. Genty or Bowers goes almost every single draft at the 12-13 anymore. If both of them make it past, it's pretty rare. Derrick Henry, I want to get a little bit more exposure to him. I think I'm at like 3%. I just I can't find myself on him that often. Kind of like Achane. Like I prefer Bowers and I prefer Genty, and I took them every time before. We'll go Achane. I took them every time before they became the staple down here when they were both going at like 18, 17, 16 area. I took them every spot there. So I have a lot of them. I need to work my exposure out a little bit. Not that I want a bunch of Henry. I don't think it's a good idea, but I've decided the next time I get the 12 hole, I'm going Bowers McBride at 1 2, and then elite quarterbacks at 3 4. I mean, that is a strategy. You could just click off all the other positions. Like you could just click those two positions off and only look at, wide receiver, running back. I I don't think I would do that though, because the reason you move people up is to get unique. And there are teams out there. I actually have one that Bowers falls to like 19, and then McBride falls back to 30. And then the team you have is literally just missing a Puka. Now, the double elite quarterback on top of it would be completely different. Like, that would make it different for sure. And who knows what you need to win to get through the gauntlet of the playoffs. Yeah, I've seen several do the double elite. I actually have a single double elite quarterback, but to pair that with Bowers McBride at the 1-2 turn and then go Lamar Allen or whatever here, that would almost definitely be a one of. Anthony says, I openly make fun of all the double elite tight end and quarterback stuff, so I'm going to do it. and bigger. Okay. So you want to do it. You want to do it once and only once, but you want to do it better than everybody else. I understand that. That makes sense. All right. So I haven't been able to get the elite quarterbacks that often lately, and I really kind of want Lamar here, but Brees Hall, Achan might be a little unique. They're the same. They're same division. Possible Week 17 matchup. I think I do that and be happy with my running backs for a while. If Jaden makes it back, I might take him. I might not. We'll decide when I get there. Yeah, once and only once, but spectacularly. Exactly. And if you're not having fun drafting, like what's the point? I I do this purely for entertainment. I mean, obviously I would like to win money and I've devoted a lot of time to like learning things. But at my core, I just want to have fun. Micah Zay Flowers gets brought up with Lamar. I think, you know what? Screw it. I think we just go Marion Hampton, call it good. I haven't been able to click a lot of Hampton lately. I want more Hampton. I actually like the next round might be scary because I might be forced into taking either a wide receiver I don't like or a running back that falls. But let's say Chuba falls to here and I take Chuba. I could just be done. Yeah, we're a lot of us are in the same boat trying to learn. Won't get him on the way back. No, and like I have Hampton is the one player that I kind of really wanted a whole bunch of at the very beginning of this process. I got a whole bunch of him when he was going with Kenneth Walker and Alvin Kamara, Kenneth Walker here at the 5-6 turn. I basically just took him every time, and I'm down to like 16%. I've taken him a little bit all the way up, and I still don't think his ADP is correct. Yeah, it's always the fourth round anymore, for sure. And I mean, I kind of think what's going to happen in the draft is the Raiders are going to take Genty and the Bears are just going to take Hampton. I've been saying that for a few weeks now, and that's exactly what McShay's. I know McShay had Hampton to the Bears at 10, which makes me think that he had Genty. I'm not positive if that part was right, but that's something I think it makes sense. Like if you follow what Ben Johnson done before with DeAndre Swift on the team by drafting a guy really high in the draft, higher than anybody expected that player to go, I think that it only makes sense that they've already invested in the offensive line via trades, so and free agency. Why would they not go get the piece that he believes that he needs? Like they are a running team. The Lions were. Yeah, they had a really good passing offense, but at its core, it was a run heavy team. Yeah, I it depends on the draft. You say that you see him in the back half all the time. If you're in a stream draft with at least the community between Fantasy Sanctuary, BBG, Tyler, and even like Pat Corain has started talking about it. Like he's happy to take him at like 36. Like I think he's going to end up here with like Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, like maybe probably before Brees and Kyron at some point. That'll probably happen after the draft, assuming landing spot. This is working out pretty well. I could go with the stack. I don't get to Jalen Waddle very much. I don't love him, honestly. I do have 8% of him. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Chris Godwin. I want to be overweight Godwin. And I'm happy with a lot of these wide receivers. So if one of those three make it back, I'm very happy. If not, we'll figure something out. Feels like you fall more behind at wide. Oh yeah, I 100% agree with this. Like the 3 and the 4 spot are the 2 spots I like the least. I feel like every tier and every round ends at like the 5 or 6 hole on the way back. So you're getting like in the way I have my ranking set up, you're taking the first player out of a tier in rounds 2, 4, and 6. Anthony, I love the rookies, but without knowing landing spot, thanks. Yeah, but I kind of think I'm playing this tournament as you need some rookies and you want to take a few on every team, and you just hope that the good landing spots happen on all on the same team, right? Like that's what we're going for. All right, Juwan Jennings. I think we're good with that. So after 6 rounds, Achane, Brees Hall, Omari and Hampton, probably add one more. I might add one more running back, and it may actually be in the next round. Like it may be a Pollard, a Harris, somebody like that, and be done and be completely done at 4 running backs. We'll see what comes back at wide receiver. If one of the rookies come back, minus Golden, I'll probably take that. Wide receivers, Nico Collins, Chris Godwin, Juwan Jennings. Let's look and see what Emo Cowboys doing. They have CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Devontae Adams, James Cook, Jordan Addison, Calvin Ridley. That's really solid. Anthony is at the 2 hole. He has Jahmyr Gibbs. He pulled Jahmyr up. You really like Jahmyr. I've seen a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs teams from you lately. DJ Moore. Are you still over 50% on DJ? So Gibbs, DJ, T, Joe Burrow stack, Cortland Sutton, and you didn't get David Montgomery, who I assume you were targeting. I know you've also been doing that. I will try to play it similar to BBM with a few dart throws at rookies usually. Yeah, that makes sense. Like I'm I just try to build out a full roster. Like in my mind I have rookies that I believe are safer. But one of the things a lot of the successful best ball players say is you have to build every team like you're right. Like if I take Amari and Hampton and then I build like he's a rookie without a job, but I put this capital in and I just take more rookies and then I have 4 start that would start my 4th running back would start over a receiver every week, then I built a bad team, right? So you want to, since I have all this capital here, I either need to not take another one until like round 14, or I need to take one more by like round 10 and then just be done, maybe at a 5th in the last round. Obviously, if I fail to fall into a build that leads to something, I'll do that. Yeah, I like to just stay open. Like, let the draft come to you. Be open to doing any kind of build. Learn the structures of all the different builds and what you can and can't get away with. Learning what the draft board is, doing a bunch of drafts, or at least watching a bunch of drafts, will help you with that. It helps you learn what you can do, what you can't. Like sometimes you can get away with some things. Yeah, Gibbs is the one player, one player in your light on, and don't want to be. So I'm getting him as much as I can right now. Yeah, I do like the Gibbs Monty thing for sure. I don't know if I want to do it every time I get one of them. I would love to get Egbuka here. If I'm the Lions with Gibbs, the genie isn't gonna yeah isn't going back in the bottle. I Hey, that worked out pretty well. Um, I'm gonna assume one of those five running backs make it back to me. I'll go ahead and take the rookie swing on Egbuka, I guess, and then I hope that Baker never falls back, but I can hope that Brock Purdy falls back as well. Agree. Just think Dan Campbell gives them enough carries to justify the double up. Oh, yeah, we'll find out, right? Like it's either Dan Campbell doing that or it was Ben Johnson doing that. Uh, I'm going to assume Dan Campbell was definitely in on running the ball a bunch. Do you think Egbuka feels low or high still? I think I'm going to go ahead and take Tennessee or take Tony Pollard, Tennessee, be done at running back. I mean, I might add a fifth in like round 19 or 20, but that core is really good. You feel he's low, played with only good. Yeah, I will agree. Uh, but at the same time, I do like Golden and Pearsall a little more. I think Burden's the one that's mispriced myself. I think Burden should go more where like Shakir went here. Ben Johnson wanted to throw it. Campbell wanted to run it. As long as the pass game worked out, he was always allowed to operate. But if they lost, the following week was always more running. I did not notice that. Sorry if I'm being a little spacey in my talk. Whenever I click on the chats to bring it up, it's bringing up like a do I want to mute people thing and blocking the chat. So I have to click like 4 times to read it off. So I don't know why it started doing that today, but oh well. So Emo Cowboy takes Jaylen Warren. He's got 6 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Very solid team. Really good start. He's probably going to take Brock Purdy on this. No, he is not because the one hole just took Brock Purdy. Travis Hunter goes 95. Really good pick there. I can't bring myself to take a lot of Michael Pittman. I like the other 2 wide receivers. I like Downs and Pierce a lot more, especially for the style of play that Anthony Richardson has. And I Pittman would be he's a great receiver, but he needs somebody who's accurate. And I can be wrong. I was out on him 2 years ago when he was awesome. So, and then I've been out on him every year. Maybe flip Burden and Buka. I agree. Yeah, I wasn't saying he was unstacked, just saying that I was mildly hoping that Purdy made it all the way back to me. And then I seen Emo Cowboy had that. He knew that Justin Fields wasn't going to make it back. Honestly, I might just. I don't know what we got. What do we got here? I kind of want to make. Oh, so much for that. I don't want to get boxed out at quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Drake May. I don't have a stack for Justin Herbert. I'm cool backstacking him. If he makes it back around, I'll probably go ahead and snag him. Uh, but things are getting pretty thin at quarterback for quarterback one. So I think I just have to eat a little bit of ADP, take him, and see what happens. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like it's hard. Like the only Colt I'm actually clicking some other than JT is Anthony Richardson because it doesn't matter. Like if he works, yeah, he needs to pass some, but it matters less. I'm not in love with him by any means, but just upside potential. If the Josh Allen coach quarterback whisper AR-15 suddenly gets accurate, oh yeah, like if he has to get much better though. Like he was, I think it was like 49% or something crazy low. Uh, I don't like bringing up Steph Diggs. I don't like doing it, but we're going to go ahead and play this as Steph Diggs gets signed by New England. I'll just pull him up there and hope to God that the player I want in the next round makes it back. Yeah, 8 quarterbacks went in 2 rounds. It got pretty rough. Nothing was short of atrocious on the completion percentage. Like a video I think everybody should watch is there was a video of Anthony Richardson every throw he made week 1 and it was quite hilarious because he has absolutely no touch. He's just slinging the ball almost as hard as he could on every route. Like slants, there was a flat route. He like overthrew it and threw it really hard. Like it was pretty wild. And it made you kind of feel bad. Like I mean, he was basically a rookie last year and had played less football than most rookies have played. So, I mean, as far as talent goes, he has it. Question is can he learn to use it correctly? Yep. Young buck with lots of energy. Yeah, and man, he is electric when he runs, right? Like which kind of makes it even worse for JT, but I mean if that quarterback coach helps Richardson out and he actually dials in a little bit and dials down how hard he throws the ball, Pittman could be a good pick for sure. It's not a talent thing with Pittman. It's kind of like the Zay Flowers thing. Like me being out on Zay Flowers has nothing to do with how much I like Zay Flowers as a player. Zay Flowers as a player is very good, but Lamar, he doesn't like Lamar doesn't bring wide receivers with him like a lot of other quarterbacks do. He had 41 touchdowns last year, and Flowers only had 4. And like that was 40. That doesn't include Lamar's rushing touchdowns. He had 41 throwing, and Flowers only had 4. Like, yeah, we could have some regression. And if you make that 7 touchdowns with 1,000 yards, it's a pretty solid season. But he didn't have like big spikes either. So, well, my other quarterback goes. So we are, man, the quarterbacks over the last couple days just seem to go all the time. Like they're going really early consistently. The Waddle drafters on the other side of me. Ugh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take Trevor or Tua. What do I want to do here? I think, yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and take Tua. Pair up with Achane. Make sure I have at least 2 quarterbacks. I could wait and go Cam, but I have an idea of what I want to do here. And it's going to be taking 3 quarterbacks way before ADP. And I don't know how the end product's going to be. But with Drake May and Tua, I don't feel good with just 2 quarterbacks. I feel like I need a third. And like I said before, I'm comfortable stopping at these 4 running backs. So I still don't have any tight ends, so there's that. Look at this, make sure. Yeah, I want to go ahead. Bryce Young's a player that I actually want to get more of. I want to be overweight on him. And taking him here doesn't feel great. But the goal is hopefully one of the 3 receivers make it back. I guess one of the 2. I missed that Leggett went. Yeah, Leggett went. So both of those receivers, their ADP is pretty close to where I pick. And worst case scenario, I have no tight ends. I could just bring up JT. And Bryce Young has a little bit of a rushing floor. So force people to take without stacking partners. Yeah, that's kind of like, I feel like I have a stack here with Drake May and Diggs. I have a stack with Tua, and Bryce is really like he's easy to backstack. I don't love JT Sanders. I think I said O'Sullivan earlier, but yeah, like with Bryce, if I'd have realized Leggett went over here, I might have just taken Coker there and pushed Bryce. But then like somebody on the other side could have taken Bryce and then Thielen, and I'm perfectly fine with Thielen as the Bryce partner, and Thielen's ADP is in the 14th round, not the 13th. So I feel reasonably good about being able to land that. Let's see, Jordan Mason, 126. That's, I have him and Tank Bigsby back to back now. I know, man, Pat Kerrane today, he said that he's willing, like, he'll chase Mason's ADP all the way up to, like, where ETN is. Yeah, I'm glad you agree that I should have taken Bryce. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe Egbuka will be the wide receiver 1 there. There's a little bit like the way that the draft's laying out, Burden and Egbuka are both viewed as a slot receiver. And the back half of the draft doesn't, a lot of those teams either have gigantic needs elsewhere or they already have a slot receiver. And like the teams that need receivers, they need X's at the back end of the first. So the odds are that at least one of the two between Egbuka and Burden slide into the second. Houston's about the only team that kind of needs a slot of that group. Man, I kind of like Jaden Higgins. We'll go ahead and just take Coker, though. Secure the stack. ADP's fine. And then we'll double stack it if I need to. I mean, I guess I could look at tight ends by ADP. I don't know. I feel pretty solid about these wide receivers as well. Like, they're not great, but I like the wide receivers late a lot more. I don't like Kyle Pitts. If he makes it back, I might take him. I might just pull up Hunter Henry. I think I'll just pull up Hunter Henry. Henry, and every single time I take Drake May, Hunter Henry goes well before his ADP. Yeah. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and take Drake or Hunter Henry. Yeah, that is actually something. I actually done a Tommy Tremble with JT or with JT Sanders team once. I'm not recommending it. I would not recommend to do that. But it was a team that was similar to where I had to scramble a little bit. I had to take a naked Bryce. I had no tight ends, and things went bad. All right, we'll go over Anthony's team real quick. Gibbs, DJ Moore, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Sutton, Harris, Hawkinson, Travis Hunter, Michael Pittman, B. Rob, Evan Ingram, Isaac Guerrero, A. Rich. I like those two quarterbacks. Joe Burrow has a fairly high floor, and I mean, he's also got a pretty high ceiling. And A. Rich has the ultimate ceiling, right? So I love that pairing. And Guerrero is one of my favorite picks. You took him 15 picks or so, maybe 20 picks before ADP, but it's 50-50 if he makes it all the way back to you. Yeah. And mixing floor and ceiling, good floor, as Anthony's pointing out here, mixing floor and ceiling, like, that's huge. That's something I try to do. So, like, Achane is both floor and ceiling. Brees is more ceiling. Pollard is definitely floor. Like, the reason I wanted Pollard here is because I feel like he's a floor play. And if Hampton's what I think he is, I mean, hopefully I flex one of these three, at least start one of these, and then flex one of the other two running backs every week. That's how if that happens, this team either has no receivers or worked out. Are we really going to send Kyle Pitts all the way back to me? I don't want to take Kyle Pitts here. I will. If Kyle Pitts makes it all the way to 177, I will have a share of Kyle Pitts. Yeah, Guerrero and Mason are going all over the place in the board. So that's exactly right. Like, after round 12 is kind of high to be bringing people up. But as of right now, the only reason Guerrero's not going where, like, Travis Etienne's going right now is because everybody assumes they're going to take they're going to take somebody in the draft. All right, let's see. Do I have? I think I want to take Jalen Noel here. Get a little bit of youth in the receiving room. Give me my second rookie there. I have one rookie there. I have none at tight end. I have a 3-4-7-1. I'm probably gonna make this a 4 tight end build. I just started taking more CMC. Feels like he's going up now. I've went over it a couple times about what I believe with CMC. I'm not in, and it's going to be hard for me to get in until he gets into camp. Guerendo played so well in the run and pass game. The 49ers, even if they draft somebody, I don't think they will take his backup job. And CMC's a time bomb. Even if CMC's not a time bomb and CMC plays most of the season, I think it's a reasonably good chance that they end up using Guerendo more. I think Guerendo earned. Man, do I? Sorry if you were planning on this, but I'm going to go ahead and take Gesicki. Gesicki at 184 right now, he doesn't fall there very often. He gives me a ceiling. I need the ceiling at tight end. So, sorry if that was your plan. He's now my plan. Totally fair given his age and injury. Yeah, I'll kind of go over what I've said before. So, the reason I don't like it, if he's running back 1 overall and he scores an additional 25 points, or if it's only a single point per game, I feel okay that I faded that. And then you just have to hope that the spike weeks don't happen in the playoffs, right? But that's the same with fading any player. In my opinion, the odds of CMC being the running back 1 by 2 full points a game, by a 40-point season, have another legendary running back season with no other running back being up near him, I believe that is very low. And if he's just in this mix of guys and all you're doing is dodging spike weeks, that's how I believe it's going to go. And with that, the injury history matters a lot to me. And I'm going to go ahead and just take the 0 on him, and that way I can get more if I want to have high exposures on Ashton Jeanty and Brock Bowers, I had to make some decisions no matter what. The easiest one to me was, is McCaffrey going to dominate Taylor, Achane, Henry, and Jeanty? And I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Wonder if you'll use him more in Debo's role. Maybe they run some of that Texas route stuff that the Bucks ran really well. I mean, there are definitely avenues. I could be wrong, but kind of like fading Saquon last year, it didn't necessarily work out, but he got there in the most insane way possible, right? Breaking off 40-yard runs over and over again. I just don't think that the injury risk that Christian McCaffrey has, because, number one, trusting Shanahan seems like a really bad idea, right? We've been there before. He's about to take JT Sanders. No, he did not. Thank you, Emo Cowboy. Like in my rankings, I have Higbee above Sanders as well. Yeah, I think this team. I definitely want him. Am I comfortable with Henry, Gesicki, and Sanders? I don't know. Depends on what running backs are left. Like, I don't like a lot of the running backs in this area anymore. So, sorry I didn't bring the board up there. I trying to figure out. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take a fourth tight end. And then yeah, so I take it that means you agree that running back feels gross. Now this feels pretty solid for 4 tight ends. You got a little bit of correlation there with all of them except Gesicki, who's my hopeful. I think his ADP is just wrong. Yeah. Thank you for agreeing. So I have 2 more picks. I'll probably add either two receivers or a receiver and like a Taj Brooks or Rocket Sanders or somebody like that. So we'll just see what comes back. I feel not sure how you guys feel, but I personally think that those 4 running backs are good enough to stop. It's a lot of capital invested, and I'm a true believer in Omarion Hampton. And I did hear a little bit of troubling news today that it was like a hearsay rumor on Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. They said that supposedly the Titans are looking to bring in a 3rd running back, possibly in the draft, which I haven't looked it up, but if I remember right from last year, I think Pollard signed a 2-year contract, so it would make some sense. Yeah, and that's this statement right here comes back to something I said earlier. If they aren't, this team is probably done, so I'd run with it. You have to draft like you're right. So, because I took those players, if I don't like those players and I take another one where Jalen Coker is, well, now my wide receivers are weak and I didn't believe in what I'd done. And the reason that is because I didn't believe in the picks I made before. So I still think that like a random dart in the last round is whatever. But with that being said, like other than injury, is it very viable that a Jarquez Hunter starts over one of those guys? It's pretty unlikely. So I have 2 rookies, an incredibly old Stephon Diggs. I mean, I think this wide receiver room is perfectly fine as well. It doesn't feel that bad, although I brought every quarterback up a full round. Like I don't know how anybody else feels, but I feel like it came together pretty well. I need to get some more Torrey Horton as well. I hear a lot of people I believe in. JJ Zacharyson earlier said that his model really like Torrey Horton, assuming that he gets 3rd round capital. And I definitely need some youth in this wide receiver room with Godwin's, Jennings, Diggs. had two quarterback up, room made it happen. Yeah. Yeah, like, and sometimes you do that and then you just get boxed out at everything and the draft just feels bad. And that's something that, like, you have to make a decision and then run with that decision. This room let me get out of it. And I mean, to be honest about it, though, I think Bryce Young is. I think where I took Tua is where Bryce Young should go. People underestimate how much he was running the ball at the end of the season and how much that offensive line improved. And you're going to have an entire year. Like, he's worked with, what's his name? The head coach came from the Bucks. He worked with them for a full year last year learning the offense. And now he has, like, he'll have an entire off season after already kind of knowing the system. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and that's right, Dave Canales. I don't know why it was blanking, but yeah, he's got another year to of off season stuff to learn that. Like last year, he was learning the verbiage and trying to do all that stuff. And in the second part of the season, after Andy Dalton had the car crash, or I think it was a car crash, Andy Dalton got set down for something and couldn't make it, and Bryce Young played well. It's probably because he was trying to learn an entirely new offense. And this year, I mean, it could be a gigantic. Yo, you are a Panthers fan? I didn't know that. I actually think I did. I just forgot. But yeah, I I believe that their offense is going to be reasonably well this year. And we all know their defense is not going to be well. And those are the teams you want to target, like somewhat. And it also gives a little divisional correlation with Chris Godwin and some of these other players. We'll go ahead and go over my team. Got a 3-4-9-4 build. This is definitely the first 3-4-9-4 build I have this season. Drake May, Tua, Bryce Young. Running backs, Achane, Breece Hall, Hampton, Pollard. Wide receivers, Nico Collin, Chris Godwin, Juwan Jennings, Emeka Ibuka, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Coker, Jalen Knoll, Kyle Williams, Torrey Horton. Tight ends, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, Jatavian Sanders, Chig Okonkwo. Defense might be so bad it puts the offense in spots. Yeah, and that's great for Bryce Young. Have been considering from changing from a 3-6-8-3 to a 3-5-9-3. You shouldn't go into the draft, like, in my opinion, you shouldn't go into the draft expecting to do a build. Like, take what the board gives you and then remember what happens later. Like, if you can build back to front, like if you know what the back of the board looks like and what you like back there, it'll let you, like, when you take the elite quarterback, if you want to stop at 2, you can, like if you take the elite quarterback and then Burrow falls around for some reason, you're like, oh, why not? Like, just if you adapt on the fly, I think that makes the most sense. Like, you take the picks and you want to make sure your structure is correct at the end. Like, it's all about staying within structure. And the Spike Week tool has this. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's basically saying, like, did you use your draft capital accurately? I don't believe that their metrics are right at all, but they have it, and that's basically what I was saying means. Yeah, quality or quantity, not both. That's a very well said. We've got quality here at the running backs, or quality there, and we got quantity at the wide receiver and tight end. So, and even quarterback. We'll go ahead and go over Anthony's team real quick. Joe Burrow, Anthony Richardson, Jalen Milroe. He's buying the hype. Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, Garendo, Algier Shipley, DJ Moore, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, Travis Hunter. Double stack A Rich there with Pittman and Pierce. Yoshivas, Scantling. Love Scantling. Hawkinson, Evan Ingram, Jawan Jennings. Tons of firepower here. That's two guys who can massively spike. And Jawan Jennings is, I really like Jawan. So, yeah, this is a really good team. I like it. Najee, Gibbs and Najee pair together so well. Because Najee, he's never going to have the giant spikes, but he's going to give you consistent points all the way through the season. And he's going to make sure you have a high floor with Gibbs. Like Gibbs plus Najee, he's going to give you a really high floor. And then if any of these other four spike, that's awesome. Like, that's a kind of a scary quarterback room with Richardson and Milroe. But all you're really hoping is that Joe Burrow's the man and Anthony Richardson has a couple games that you get in. So, yeah, I like the spike / consistency dynamic. Same logic with Monty too, but I'll settle for Harris. Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, and that's kind of what I did, or I try to do with my 4 quarterback build or 4 running back build here. Breece Hall, I mean, I hope he's consistent. I'm drafting like he's consistent. And Hampton, I believe he's going to be a spike week and consistent guy, but Achane is, like, Achane was actually really solid. Like, I'll bring this up. So he had 3 games over 23 points and 8 over 17, and 12 of them were usable, like 13-point weeks. He only had 5 weeks under like 13 points, or 12. I think it's 12. So, and then you look at Gibbs. Gibbs had 0 under like 12 points. It might not be 12. That feels like it's more like 7 points with it being a 0 there. But either way, this is a half-point PPR. And full-point PPR, Achane is awesome. But anyway, I thank you guys for coming out. Wish you the best of luck with Hall, but I'm a proud 0% owner. He ended the year in triple-headed backfield. Yeah. The real hope on Breece Hall is that he gets traded midseason. Like, it is his last year. And I want some Breece Hall just because Justin Fields is there. And we all know that rushing quarterbacks help the efficiency of the running back. Yeah, well, like this is the last year of Breece Hall's deal, I believe. Or the last year before they have to make a deal. And they already took 2 guys last year. And if they're not in the running to win, why would they not trade a player who has basically underperformed his whole career? He still hasn't had a 1,000-yard season, right? Like, he had 994, 876. But, I mean, he has a ton of receiving. I don't want Hall because Fields is there. Fields stole so many touchdowns from Najee early last season. Did Fields actually have that many rushing touchdowns last year? I guess he did. I didn't realize that it was that many. Najee stole them from himself because he's Najee. I respect Najee, but I I just like to make fun. Yeah, that's a good point. With will he get it with Fields? And I agree. He Brees Hall is not a player I take that often, but when I take him, I want to believe he's worth that capital. Um, and I didn't really like that spot where I was at, so I just took somebody. Had Najee in redraft and Fields, got him every time on the goal line. That it feels bad. And Brees Hall, like the reason you take Brees Hall is because he does have the talent, and of the players in that round, he's one of the few that has a chance to actually ascend to being a first round pick next year, right? Like if we look at that whole round, like if Brees Hall's the running back 3 overall this season, nobody's going to be completely floored, right? Like might be surprised, but he was being drafted as the running back 3 last year. So people know that that is within his limits. So it's kind of a just a hey, we believed in him last year. Like that offense first, like I guess the offense was fine later in the season, but only whenever Roger started only throwing it to Javonte. And I don't love Brees. Like I think I'm at like I think I was at 6%, 7%, something like that. Okay, you faded them already. Yeah, I understand that. And I mean, it really like let's say he has a bad season, but and he has 32 points week 15 and he's the guy you need to advance the other two through. Like he definitely has the ability to spike. That is something that he has no matter what. So, not saying that 1 week makes you worth a third round pick, and getting that to the playoffs would be hard if he's not good. But oh, I agree. Like I 100% think that Hampton outscores him this year. Um, and I think that by time like if Hampton lands on any of the teams that we want him to land on, he Hampton's going to be drafted before Brees in the post draft contest. So, like, I'm perfectly like that's why I'm bringing him up right now. But anyway, thank you for coming out. Have a nice day.